My daughter Emma vanished on the stairs between the second and third floor of our Brooklyn apartment. I know, it sounds impossible. Stairs don't just eat people. But I watched it happen, and nobody believes me. We'd only been in the building for 6 months. It was one of those classic brownstones in Park Slope, the kind chopped into apartments back in the 70s. 4 floors, narrow hallways, and everything creaked. It had character, which is just real estate talk for falling apart, but in a charming way. Emma was 7. She was brilliant, always asking questions. Why is the sky blue? Where do dreams go? The usual kid stuff. She loved our apartment, especially because she'd befriended Mrs. Chen on the 3rd floor. A sweet old woman who gave her cookies and told stories about old New York. The only really strange thing about the building was the stairs. Architecturally, they just felt wrong. Between the 2nd and 3rd floor, there was this landing that seemed way too big, like there was extra space that just shouldn't be there. And the number of steps, it was different going up than coming down. I swear, I counted them dozens of times. 15 steps to go up, 17 to come down. I even mentioned it to our landlord once. He just shrugged and said, "Old buildings settle weird. Nothing to worry about." But it always unsettled me. Sometimes, walking up those stairs late at night, I'd get this eerie feeling that the landing was stretching, that I was walking more steps than physically existed. Emma felt it too. One evening, she asked me, "Daddy, why do the stairs feel stretchy sometimes?" I asked her what she meant. "Yeah," she said, "like they get longer when you're not looking." I brushed it off as a kid's imagination, just one of those weird things kids say. I didn't think about it again until last Tuesday. I was walking Emma up to Mrs. Chen's. She was buzzing with excitement because Mrs. Chen was going to teach her how to make dumplings. We climbed the stairs from our 2nd floor apartment, with Emma skipping a few steps ahead of me. When we got to that landing between the 2nd and 3rd floors, Emma stopped dead. She was just staring at the wall. "Daddy," she said, "there's a door here." I looked. It was just the same blank wall it had always been. "What door, honey?" I asked. "Right there," she pointed, her little finger trembling slightly. "Can't you see it?" I told her. "Emma, there's no door. Come on, Mrs. Chen is waiting." But she took a step closer to the wall, reaching out her hand. "It's opening," she whispered, and that's when I saw it. Just for a split second, a door flickered into existence. An old, dark wooden door with a tarnished brass knob right there in the wall where no door should ever be. It was swinging inward, opening into absolute darkness. "Emma, no." I yelled, lunging for her, but I was too late. She was already stepping through, and then she was gone. The door vanished. The wall was solid again, as if nothing had ever happened. I threw myself against it, pounding on the old plaster, screaming her name until my voice was raw. Nothing. I ran up to the 3rd floor, banging on every door. I ran down to the 1st floor, then out onto the street, my heart exploding in my chest. She was nowhere. I called 911, a frantic, sobbing mess. The police came. They searched the entire building, from the roof to the basement. They interviewed every single tenant. They checked security cameras from the shops and buildings up and down the street. Nothing. Emma had simply ceased to exist. They asked me, very gently, to describe what happened. And when I told them about the door, about watching my daughter step right through a solid wall, I saw that look in their eyes. It was the same look the detective gave me when he suggested I might need to talk to someone. The same look my ex-wife gave me when she screamed that I'd lost our daughter through my own carelessness. No one believed the door was real. They thought I was covering something up, that maybe I'd hurt my own child and invented this insane story. For 3 days, I was the prime suspect in my own daughter's disappearance. But I knew what I saw, and I knew I had to find that door again. I started spending every night on that landing, just waiting, watching the wall. The other tenants started avoiding me, their whispers following me down the hallway. The crazy man who lost his daughter, he's having a total breakdown. Someone should call social services. On the 4th night, at exactly 3:17 a.m., the wall began to shimmer, like heat waves rising off summer asphalt. I shot to my feet, my heart hammering against my ribs. The door was forming again, the wood grain becoming solid, the brass knob gleaming in the dim hallway light. I didn't hesitate. I grabbed the knob and pulled. The door swung open. Behind it was a staircase, but not the normal stairs going up to the 3rd floor. This was a different staircase, one that went down. The walls were older, the paint peeling in long strips. The light was all wrong, hazy and dim, like looking at the world through dirty water. I stepped through, and the door slammed shut behind me. I spun around and fumbled for the knob, but there wasn't one on this side, just smooth, seamless wood. I was trapped. I had no choice but to go down. The stairs spiraled down and down, far deeper than should be possible. I was going below the basement, below the very foundation of the building, down into some impossible place that shouldn't exist beneath a Brooklyn brownstone. The stairs finally ended at a long hallway. Doors lined both sides, dozens of them, stretching on into the murky distance. And I could hear things from behind them, faint voices, crying, screaming, muffled banging. I started trying the doors. Most were locked, but the 3rd one on the left creaked open. Inside was a small apartment, an exact replica of mine. Same layout, same furniture, but everything was off. The colors were faded, washed out. The air was thick and stale, like it hadn't moved in a century. And sitting on the couch, staring at a TV that showed only static, was a man. He looked just like me. Same face, same build. But he was older, utterly exhausted, with hollow, defeated eyes. "You shouldn't be here," he said, his voice a dry rasp, not even looking at me. "I'm looking for my daughter," I said, my voice shaking. "Emma, she came through the door." He sighed. "They all come through the door, eventually. The building takes what it wants." "What is this place?" I demanded. He finally turned to look at me, and I felt a chill run down my spine. "This is where the building keeps us. Every version of every person who ever lived here. Every choice we didn't make, every path we didn't take. They all exist here, in these rooms. The building feeds on it. On the life we could have lived." "That's insane," I whispered. He just said, "You saw the door. You came through. You know it's real." Just then, I heard footsteps in the hallway. Small footsteps. A child's footsteps. I ran to the door and looked out. It was Emma. She was walking past, her hand trailing along the wall. But she looked different. She was older, maybe 10 or 11 years old. "Emma," I cried out. She stopped and looked at me, but her eyes were empty, distant. "I don't know you," she said, her voice flat. "Baby, it's me, it's Daddy. I came to take you home." She just stared. "I am home," she pointed to one of the doors down the hall. "That's my room. I've always lived here." "No, you haven't. You live with me, in apartment to B. You disappeared 4 days ago." She laughed, a hollow sound that wasn't her laugh at all. "For days, I'd been here for years." The other me appeared in the doorway behind me. "Time moves differently here," he explained. "For her, it's been years. For you, days. The building stretches time just like it stretches space." "How do I get her out?" I begged. You don't, he said, his voice void of all hope. No one leaves. The door only opens one way. More footsteps echoed in the hallway. I looked out and saw dozens of people, maybe hundreds, walking aimlessly past. They wore clothes from different eras, from different decades. All of them had the same empty, vacant eyes. They're all from the building, I asked, horrified. Every tenant who ever found the door. Every version of every tenant. The building has been collecting us for over 100 years. I couldn't accept it. I grabbed Emma's hand. I don't care what you say. I'm taking her home. I pulled her with me down the hallway, searching for stairs that went back up. But every staircase I found only led down, deeper and deeper into the building's impossible, maddening depths. More hallways, more doors, more lost souls wandering in the spaces between spaces. After a while, Emma stopped resisting and just followed me, docile and empty. We walked for what felt like hours, maybe days. Time has no meaning here. We never get hungry or tired. We just walk through this endless maze of hallways and stairs that defy all logic, all reason. I still haven't found the way out. Emma stays close to me now, but she barely speaks. When she does, she talks about her room, about how she wants to go back. Sometimes I see the other me, the older me, watching from a doorway as we pass. He doesn't say anything anymore. He just watches with something that looks like pity in his tired eyes. I'm writing this on a piece of paper I found in one of the endless empty rooms. I don't know if anyone will ever read it. Maybe another version of me will find it one day. Or maybe someone else who comes through the door. If you're reading this, if you live in that brownstone on 7th Street in Park Slope, don't look for the door on the landing between the 2nd and 3rd floors. If you see it, run. Don't open it. And don't ever let your children see it. The building is hungry. It's always hungry. And once it takes you, you just become part of its collection. Another version of yourself, trapped forever in the spaces between floors, walking stairs that go nowhere, opening doors that only lead to more doors. I can hear Emma calling for me now. She says she found our room. She says we should stop looking for a way out and just accept it. That this is home now. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is home now. The stairs only go down from here.